Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Wednesday, May 27th. All right, we're going to do page 826 in our math book, so go ahead and get that out for me, please. I did a couple already. All right, Mr. Sherman wanted to write a couple down. I'll just have you kind of copy while I talk. It'll be a little easier for this one this way, okay? So when you're writing down and watch, and for all these questions, writing them down, make sure you're listening too, okay? Because Mr. Shermer's talking a little bit, all right? All right, so we should be on page 826. Mr. Shermer's going to review 825 real quick. You don't need to flip back for this one. Just listen. All right, remember, we talked about, in this one, analyze and compare quadrilaterals. We talked about our I can statement. I can analyze and compare quadrilaterals and group them by attributes, group them by their traits. Okay? So just to review real quick, parallel sides are sides that never touch. Quadrilaterals are four-sided shapes. And a trapezoid only has one pair of parallel sides, where a parallelogram, a square, a rectangle, and a rhombus all have two pairs of parallel sides. Okay? So, has at least one pair of parallel sides, but is not a parallelogram. Remember, one pair of sides that never touch. We said B and E because they only have one pair, because eventually this side and this side would touch each other, and this side and this side would touch each other. Okay? Number 6 is a quadrilateral, but not a parallelogram or trapezoid. C, quadrilateral because it has no pairs of parallel sides. So it is not a trapezoid or a parallelogram. Remember that for later on, okay? But it's a quadrilateral because it has four-sided shapes. Number 7 is a square, not a parallelogram. Well, that's not possible because all squares are parallelograms. Is a rhombus and not a rectangle. A and D, they're rhombuses, but not a rectangle because all the sides are the same length. Where in a rectangle, like F, all the sides are not the same length. Number 9 is a parallelogram and not a rhombus. G and F because all sides are not the same length, but they're parallelograms. All right, just a quick review over this stuff. Just want you to remember, parallel sides are sides that never touch. Quadrilaterals are four-sided shapes. And trapezoids only have one pair of parallel sides, where rhombus, square, rectangle, and parallelograms have two pairs of parallel sides. Okay? So Mr. Shermer is on 826 now with you guys. All right, Psi puts blocks 1 and 2 together to make a new shape. How are the blocks he used alike? How are they different? Here's the blocks. Okay, I separated them to look like this so we get a better look at them. Okay? Well, we said they're alike because they're both quadrilaterals and have at least one pair of parallel sides. So that is how they're alike. They're quadrilaterals because they're four-sided shapes, and they have at least one pair of parallel sides. Okay? They're different because shape 1, which is a parallelogram or a rhombus, because all the sides are the same length, so it's going to be a rhombus, are equal, and they have two pairs of parallel lines or parallel sides. Shape 2, not all sides are equal length, all right, you can see that there, and only one pair of parallel lines. Mr. Shermer's going to zoom in on the alike for a minute so you can copy that down, and then I'll zoom in on the different. The alike, so they're both quadrilaterals, at least one pair of parallel sides. They're different because shape 1 has all sides are equal and two pairs of parallel lines, where their shape 2 has not all sides equal length and only one pair of parallel lines or parallel sides. I use parallel sides and parallel lines. They mean the same thing, guys. Okay? All right. Number 11. Explain which of the shapes at the right you can cover with unit squares and not have any gaps or overlaps. All right, remember a unit square, I kind of drew one for us. Looks like this. Okay, or that. You can't do that with a parallelogram because look, how would you draw a unit square here? It's not equal. Okay, so then if you did start it right here and put it there, there would be an overlap in this part that I'm coloring right here. Just like there'd be an overlap or a gap right here. I mean, not an overlap, a gap. So this one does not work. The only one that works is a rectangle. Okay? So only the rectangle can be covered with unit squares. All right, so let's review 10 and 11 quick. 10, they're alike because quadrilaterals have at least one pair. They're like quadrilaterals and they have at least one pair of parallel sides. Okay, they're different because shape 1, which is this one, is a rhombus and all sides are equal and has two pairs of parallel lines. Right here is parallel with this, that's one pair, and this is parallel with that. Shape 2, not all sides equal length, only one pair of parallel lines. This line is parallel with this line. Not parallel with this line. These two are not parallel. Okay? All right, number 12. Number 12 is a little tricky. Draw a quadrilateral with no parallel sides. Tell why it isn't a parallelogram or a trapezoid. So the winning shape you want to draw here, something that looks like that. Okay? All right, and it's not a parallel. It isn't a parallelogram or a trapezoid because they have at least one pair of parallel sides. A trapezoid and a parallelogram have at least one pair of parallel sides. The shape you drew has no pairs of parallel sides. Let's see if that works. Okay. Mr. Shermer struggled at first to draw a couple, but then he got it. It isn't a parallelogram or trapezoid because they have at least one pair of parallel sides. I'm talking about the parallelogram and the trapezoid have at least one pair of parallel sides. Okay? All right. Number 13. Sam needs 25 minutes to get ready and 15 minutes to bike to swim practice. Practice starts at 4 p.m. What time should Sam start getting ready? Boys and girls, this one I'm going to have you do on your own and submit it in the comments section under the assignment. All right, so number 13, I want you to do on your own. All right, number 13 says Sam needs 25 minutes to get ready and 15 minutes to bike to swim practice. Practice starts at 4. What time should Sam start getting ready? I want you to do this one on your own. Okay? And then type the answer in the comment section under the assignment like you've done in the past. Okay? Look at the number 14. Look at these polygons. Part A, name at least 2 attributes that all 4 polygons have. Okay, so we have to name 2 things that they all have. All right. Very good. So, name 2 attributes. So, 1. What do they all have? Good. All have 4 sides. Quadrilaterals. I'll zoom in on this in a second. Hang on. Quadrilaterals. So if they all have 4 sides, what do they all have as well? Very good. 4 angles. They don't have 4 right angles, but 4 angles. All have 4 angles. Very good. Angles are where the points meet. So all have 4 sides and all have 4 angles. All right, I'll tell you what angles are in a second. All 4 sides means they're all quadrilaterals. A, B, C, and D are all quadrilaterals. So the 4 angles, anytime there's a point, a vertex, there's a corner where these meet. where two lines meet, that forms an angle. All right, boys and girls, so everything I'm circling up here forms an angle. They're not all right angles, because right angles are like this. Right angle here, right angle here. It's when two straight lines meet, okay? So, but they all have four angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All have four angles. Angles, this is all four right angles. Okay. Part B, name an attribute. So we're only talking about one. Both A and D have, but not B and C. But B and C do not. Okay, so A and D, that B and C do not. What four? There's several attributes that we can name. Who thinks they know one? Oh yeah, very good. Nice job, guys. A and D have two pairs of parallel sides. A and D have two pairs of parallel sides. That's the attribute we're going to go with. All right, so the two that they all have in common, they're all quadrilaterals and they all have four angles. Not four right angles, but four angles. A and D have two pairs of parallel sides. B and C do not. Remember, you are doing number 13 on your own and submitting it in the comments. That's how I can tell who watches the videos. Okay. On our Zoom on Thursday, we will talk about this and this. So pages 827 and 828. We'll do these in our Zoom. All right, if you want to do them ahead of time and get a jump start, you can. But if you don't want to or you are confused on it, you can wait for our Zoom on Thursday for 827 and 828. All right, boys and girls, if you haven't submitted your test yet, please do so. Okay? Other than that, we're all set. This is a quick video today. We just had those few questions here. 5 questions and the one you're doing on your own. Okay? All right, boys and girls, enjoy the rest of your day. Get outside. I think it's going to be nice out some more today. And enjoy. Bye, guys.